Hello, have you heard? There's a big event happening soon that will have everyone gazing up. A science instructor for a local organization is here to tell us how this event could spark an interest in science in our kids. Plus, a big birthday party is taking place in the Hill District, and it's all in celebration of August Wilson. Organizers are here to tell us what's new for this annual celebration. And speaking of celebration, they're celebrating diversity in Westmoreland County with the Make It Matter Regional Conference. It's a first of its kind event, so we are talking with the organizers about why you should attend. So pull up a chair and meet us at the corner. Intersection starts right now. Hello, I'm Lisa Smith, Director of Community Impact at KDKA Plus and the host of Intersections. If you like rare celestial events, you'll want to grab your eclipse glasses and head outside. A total solar eclipse takes place Monday, and Pittsburgh will have an almost perfect view. Selena Ragland is an instructor with the Citizen Science Lab, and she joins us here on Intersections. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. There's a lot of excitement right now, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about the Citizen Science Lab and what exactly you guys do.
Sure. So the Citizen Science Lab was founded back in 2015. And we offer life-changing, hands-on STEM experiences to youth of underrepresented, marginalized, diverse communities. And honestly, that helps us to create these science pipelines, right? We need to have more of us in the room, in STEM in general.
Right. So, we're talking about the eclipse, and there's so much excitement around it. So explain a little bit about what actually is happening. It's the shadow of the moon, overshadowing, in a sense, the sun. But there's so much more to it from a science perspective. So talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So the eclipse is this incredible celestial phenomenon that happens not every day, let me tell you, Lisa, right? So the last one happened back in 2017, and the next one won't be for another 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So experiencing it right now is top priority. So what happens is the moon actually comes in between the sun and the earth, and it blocks out all of that light that we get from the sun. And so it casts this great shadow on the earth, and that's what we experience as the eclipse. So a lot of people are wondering, like, how does that even happen? How does that even make sense, right? So if you think about it logistically, the sun is about 400 times wider in diameter than the moon. But when we're talking about distance, they're also about 400 times apart, like the distance. And so to us, with our naked eye in the sky, the sun and the moon seem to be the same size. So when they do cross paths, that's how we are able to get that complete coverage. So here in Pittsburgh on Monday, we won't be at 100% totality, but we'll be very, very close. We'll be about 97%. So that'll be enough to really experience those changes that's going to happen. So we'll experience things like darkness. So it'll be enough close to totality where it'll get really dark, the temperature will start to drop, certain areas, the animals might start to go wild and have different reactions because they rely on the sun for their routine. So if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and all of a sudden it's pitch black, they're like, oh, I need to start getting ready for bed. So that's really what's going on. And so a lot of folks from the Pittsburgh area are traveling to Erie, where they will be seeing and experiencing totality. So it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, and you were telling me that there are people out there who are eclipse chasers. So I mean, because our 97% or whatever is not quite enough for them. So what is it that they're trying to make sure that they capture?
Yeah, so eclipse chasers, I just found out about them probably 2 months ago. But they're so exciting because what they're really chasing in that experience of totality is really just a more drastic experience, right? So what they say is 97% is not enough. 99% is not enough. You gotta get to totality if you can get there. And so the difference between a 97% and a 100% totality, even though it seems very minuscule, is really a phenomenon called the corona. So a corona happens around the edge of the sun / moon, because now they're one and the same. You'll also see what they call a diamond ring, right? So once that totality starts to pass, you'll see just a little bit of that sun start to poke out from behind the moon. And so those little nuances that we miss here at 97% are just spectacular. They're almost magical. So that's really what draws out those eclipse chasers to really travel, not even just around the country in the US, but to travel the world and experience all these different eclipses that are happening.
So we were talking before, and I was saying, you know, I could see this being something that, you know, a little kid, they're seeing it happen, and it just launches them, you know, into the world of science. Is that kind of how you guys approach it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you think about anything in life, not just when it pertains to science and STEM, but when you feel that excitement, when you feel that enthusiasm, that's where your energy goes. That's where your focus goes, because we're chasing that happiness. We're chasing that joy, that thrill in life. So if we, not even just the Citizen Science Lab, or not even just me, but in general, if we create that excitement, if we create that association between science and this rush of dopamine and this thrilling experience, well, then now we're creating a pathway for young folks to enter that STEM field, and not even just enter it and be present, but to be excited to be there, you know?
That's awesome. So you guys are actually having a watch party.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, and I know it's open to the public.
Yeah. So we are hosting 2 events. We're actually partnering with some of our local partners, so one of which is open to the public, like you said. So the Mount Lebanon Library will be hosting an open event there. So we'll be partnering with the elementary and the middle schools that are over there as well to kind of garner their younger kids. And then anyone on the street that wants to pop in and experience the eclipse, we're going to have viewing glasses. We're going to have all types of activities, such as making different eclipse projectors. We'll be doing some dry ice rockets, so we'll get some explosions going on, you know. So yeah, it'll be a really, really fun time. So that'll be Monday when the eclipse is happening. And here in Pittsburgh, our time frame is about 2 to 4:30 for the eclipse, so that's when we'll hold our event. Okay. So at the Mount Lebanon Library, 2 to 4:30.
And it's for the kids, from kids to adults.
Kids to adults, womb to tomb. I mean, everyone should experience the eclipse.
All right, and we have that information on our screen as well, so that people can join you if they don't already have their plans. So thank you so much, Lena, for being with us.
Of course.
And enjoy the eclipse on Monday.
Absolutely. I hope you get to enjoy it too.
All right. Thank you. Well, coming up, there's another big party coming up soon in celebration of August Wilson's birthday. You're watching Intersections. April 27th, 1945. That is the day August Wilson was born. So it's an unofficial holiday in the Hill District, and the 8th annual August Wilson Birthday Block Party takes place outside his boyhood home at 1727 Bedford Avenue on Saturday, April 27th. So joining us now to share details of this year's celebration are Denise Turner, Executive Director of the August Wilson House, along with Morton Stansfield, Senior Vice President of Community Development at Dollar Bank and sponsor of the event. Welcome both of you to Intersections.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So I know both of you have been, you know, involved with this party, this block party, for several years. So tell us a little bit, Denise, about how it got started.
So we wanted to do something to honor the community. Our core principles are the power of people, the power of place, and the power of art. So in that vein, we figured a big block party to celebrate the community, allow them to come out and sell their wares, feed us good food through the food trucks, and have performers. We're multidisciplinary. So we have singers, dancers, spoken word, comedians, children's activities, and we just thought that that would be a great way to honor August Wilson on his birthday.
Yeah, so when you guys started this like 8 years ago,
Yes.
did you imagine that it would kind of grow? I mean, years ago, the house
Absolutely.
wasn't even finished.
The house was not finished at
Yeah.
all. And at that time, we had about 10 vendors. Now we have 150. We had about 500 to 200, maybe the next year 500. But in 2019, Dollar Bank became our presenting sponsor. And I like to think of Dollar Bank as the gift that keeps on giving. They are just amazing.
Yeah.
They allowed us, their ongoing support really allowed us to grow.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. I mean, the children's activities are more expansive now. Just it's just a good time. Good time.
So Morton, tell us a little bit about, why Dollar Bank did want to be part of this.
Yeah, well, I think there's three main reasons why we sponsor not only the block party, but support the August Wilson House. Number one, it's to celebrate August Wilson, a world-renowned playwright. But more than that, more than being a world-renowned playwright from Pittsburgh, his stories are about Pittsburgh, about the people of Pittsburgh, and about that history. And as Pittsburgh's oldest bank, founded in 1855, that history is important to us. It's the history of the communities we served for over 168 years. The second reason is the Hill District. The August Wilson House and the block party are part of revitalizing the Hill District community. And the Hill District is an important community for the city of Pittsburgh, but it's also a very important community for Dollar Bank. Our founder, Charles Colton, actually lived on Wiley Avenue, and our first African-American customer, Alfred Gibson, also lived on Wiley Avenue in the Hill District. So the history of the Hill District has a special place in the hearts of us for Dollar Bank.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
So in terms of, what the community gets out of this, I mean, this is such a community bonding
Yes.
type of event. Talk a little bit about why that's important to
Yes,
do.
it's very important. August Wilson stood for access. He created access where there was none. And if you even just look at his plays, it's about the everyday experience. All the people who attend the block party could pretty much be just extracted from an August Wilson play. It's important for us to support individual artists. It's important for us to support children. And it is also just important for us to, it's a legacy is what it is. And the other thing that we're really proud of is every single year the vendors grow. So every year, the last Saturday of every April, people have come to know that they can sell their wares, bring their food trucks, and that one day, every single year, they can earn money. And so it's important for us to support Black business. So that day is just, it's just a massive day. It's people of all races, ages, backgrounds all come together just on that day to just fellowship in the name of August Wilson.
Yeah. So I know you guys have some new things planned this year. Morton, can you talk a little bit about some of the new things that are happening this year?
Well, as Denise said, we're excited that there's going to be over 150 vendors this year because we understand the economic impact of supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs. And while those vendors are able to sell their products and services on that day, what they really gain is exposure to thousands of people who learn about their businesses. So that economic impact continues for weeks, months, and even years after the actual day of the event.
Yeah. I know there's like a lip sync contest.
Yes, there's a lip sync contest. So fun. And the SWAT truck is coming back this year. So I want to get in there. I want to be like Hondo from SWAT and just start touching buttons. And so the SWAT truck will be here. We'll have the foam party for the children. Last year we had Ozanam basketball clinic. They're coming back again. We will have free balloons, arts and crafts for the kids, a bubble house. That's new. So we have a lot of really awesome new things. So
Yeah.
we're just excited.
In the same way you were talking about the businesses and the vendors, you also have performers, and that's huge exposure
That's
for them as
big
well.
deal.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the performers coming?
Yes, yes. So what we do is we conduct auditions. And we just probably did that about maybe 3 weeks or so ago. And being a multidisciplinary art center, it's important for us to know that all artists are supported no matter what type of creative thing that they do. So there will be people who do spoken word, there will be people who dance. Children dance troupes will be coming. We will have a comedian, which hopefully I'll be around then, because the thing is, as a result of Dollar Bank's support, we've been able to expand to 2 stages. We did that last year too.
Nice.
We'll have DJs on each of the stages, And so it's when people think of art, they think of maybe painting, that type of thing. Arts are creative people, so it's not just that. It's just multidisciplinary, different genres.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
we
what
want to
see.
again mention that this is going to be happening on Saturday, April 27th from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the August Wilson House at 1727 Bedford
That's
Avenue.
right.
Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank
Oh,
you for
thank you for
having us,
having me.
And
Lisa.
sounds like a lot of fun time. I heard there's a mac and cheese contest too. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up, a conference to increase diversity in the workplace in Westmoreland County. Intersections. We'll be right back. Well, the Westmoreland Diversity Coalition has been around since 2016 and hosts several programs to encourage diversity as a way to strengthen the community. Now the group is leading a first-of-its-kind conference called Make It Matter Regional Conference. It's a two-day event with several speakers and some fun. Joining us now to talk about the event are Charlotta Page. She is the co-founder and co-chair of the Westmoreland Diversity Coalition. Also, Sean Sullivan, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Live Casino Pittsburgh, and Roland Woods, Assistant Dean of Students and Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the University of Pittsburgh-Greensburg. Welcome everyone to Intersections.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So first of all, tell us a little bit about the Westmoreland Diversity Coalition, kind of what you guys do in the community, and how you kind of came to having this conference.
Well, we came out of the Unity Coalition, which I formed in 1997, actually.
Oh, wow.
So we embrace diversity in its entirety, not one group or another. So we are there really to help Westmoreland County be more welcoming, and to try and get it to be more diverse.
So you're having this conference, and you have a wide range of speakers and workshops planned. Why did you want to have a conference like this?
Well, we wanted to have it because workforce development is an important issue in Westmoreland County. They're losing population, the economy is being affected. So we thought that it would be good to have a concert,
Conference, yes.
a conference that would give companies and organizations tools with the use of diversity and inclusion.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we wanted to have it.
Okay. So, Sean, I'll bring you in because I would think that there's an exposure element here as well. So talk a little bit about the exposure of the casino with a conference like this.
Yeah, our parent company is Cordish Companies, and we have casinos in Baltimore and Philadelphia and so on. And one of the owners, David Cordish, he tells us to get involved and help in any way we can in the communities that we operate. And it's very clear, as Carlotta mentioned, that we need to help Westmoreland grow and prosper. We need to find ways to put more jobs out there. We need to find ways to keep people from leaving the community. So we've just come to town. We put in 500 jobs with the casino, and we're trying to identify even more opportunities. And to me, it's all about math. I hate to say this, but it's about being more successful. To me, it's about being given the tools, as Carlotta mentioned, for companies to prosper and for the community to grow. So I'm happy to be a part of it and proud to be the host property for it, and we look forward to it.
Yeah. And then, Roland, why did the University of Pittsburgh-Greensburg want to be part of this?
Well, let me just first say that it's all about community building, and we want to establish relationships with our community partners, and the Diversity Coalition is one of our community partners. And we're in the student higher education business, and so we just don't want our students to get a degree and leave our community. So it would be wise on our part to partner with the Diversity Coalition to let employers know that we have adequate and superb students, and they're capable of doing a particular entry-level job if given the opportunity. So that's why we're a part of this amazing event that's coming up.
Yeah. So we just have a couple minutes left, but when you're designing a conference like this, how do you come up with some of these workshops? I mean, there's like ERGs, and there's a lot of really good topics that you guys are covering. It's almost like, wow, how do you pick? But how do you come up with what you want to cover?
Well, you come up with it based on need. I mean, these are issues that most companies do not address. They're doing the run of the mill, and these really help them think about how they deal with their employees, things that will help them recruit and retain, thus economically sustainable ways to keep their company going.
Yeah. And then also, I just want to mention that Rocky Bleier is going to be here as part of it. Talk a little bit about that portion, Sean.
Yeah, Rocky Bleier is an amazing story, and to be honest with you, the Rooneys and the Steelers are an amazing story.
Yeah.
And they accepted diversity and understand diversity for a long, long time. And their motto, if you will, and I'm paraphrasing, is if you can play, it doesn't matter to us what color you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, we want winners. And that, to me, is what we're talking about here, is getting people that can aid your company and aid you to being more successful and being more inviting. So Rocky's a good story, his Vietnam experience overcoming adversity, and then his stories on success with both Notre Dame and the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much out of time, but we want to put up a quick screen that shows that the Make It Matter Regional Conference is going to be taking place, two-day conference, May 8th through 10th, and people can still go online and register.
Oh yes, please go online and register.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being with us today, and all the best with the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll have my last word when we come back. Exposure. It can mean revealing something new, something never seen or noticed in the past. Exposure actually enlarges our experience, our thinking, our awareness. And a moment of exposure can be so remarkable that it causes a paradigm shift. Like a child seeing an eclipse for the first time could lead to thinking differently about the solar system and a life of scientific exploration. Attending a conference could expose attendees to the advantages of cultural inclusion. Having fun at a block party could expose residents of a rich writings of August Wilson. Exposure happens every day as long as we're open to it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Intersections.